Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you're most welcome for today's Chill Talk. Today we have the big guys around. I have Barnabas Samuel and Romeo.
So Barnabas, you just don't call his name as Barnabas. Come on, like give him some vibe.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So Barnabas Samuel.
Mm-hmm.
Why did that name remain as the music artist?
Because that's me.
Like people change. Like you've seen people having aliases. Like
Yeah.
there's Bebe Cool and then Okaman with their name of
Yeah.
Why did you find special to keep Barnabas?
I mean, yes, I have been a different person at different times.
Okay.
And then I became Barnabas Samuel for what I do and for who I am. And then I felt when I was doing music, I don't need to introduce another person.
Another Barnabas.
Yeah. So if I have a different stage name, it means I'm introducing myself. But there's you and him and someone who knows me as Barnabas Samuel. So that's why I just decided to keep the name Barnabas.
But Barnabas has been built. It's like a huge brand from the beginning. It's like there's like a different Barnabas, as you have said. Now you got into music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you find? Because, by when did you get to music?
2021.
Now this is recent.
Yeah.
2021.
Now
I
that
mean,
is
it's now 3 years.
3 years.
It's recent, but 3 years. And one thing is, I don't want somebody to call me upcoming, because I started doing music like long
Time ago. What do you mean?
Man, remember those you know, those you know in South Sudan who had been doing music.
Yeah.
Those you grew up listening to their music.
Yeah.
Some time ago, I don't want to mention because I think I'm always very I don't want to, there's what people do commonly,
Yeah.
and I don't want to be like any other person, but I just want to say that I had been trying to do music some time ago, and I feel what I'm doing
Yeah.
must be given some little bit of
respect.
Yeah, that was a nice one. Yeah.
So calling me upcoming,
Yeah.
you just like 1 + 1 = 2.
But,
You
yeah,
just
but
want
Romeo,
to
I
say,
think that is
like,
a good idea.
We just want to
Mm.
say like I am the other guy, the other one who just does something
That's
somewhere
that
that you know is upcoming.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
No.
So just to put the difference clear,
Yeah.
it's very important.
Yeah.
to know that. Yeah.
So-
Okay.
My biggest issue, actually, I didn't want to ask like the journey. I don't want to ask even about your music journey. My issue is about the people who Barnabas were connected with.
Yeah.
Because it's just 3 years.
Yeah.
It's just 3 years into the music scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are people who have known Barnabas for the entire as a different Barnabas.
As a different.
How did you find that? How do you deal with that now?
Like, one reason I kept the name Barnabas because I want to keep the connection between me
and your people,
and-
those people
and
that
the people
know
that know me as Barnabas Samuel.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that I achieved,
Yeah.
because people said, "Wow, so Barnabas is doing music."
It's the same Barnabas
So
they know.
Barnabas doing music.
Yeah.
So I think that is one thing that I really wanted to achieve, and then I think it's something that I was able to achieve by keeping my name. And then I want to connect all the achievements that I had together. So when I'm Barnabas, a new musician, like I've not done anything.
So-
Like you don't have any reason to respect me. I have just all of a sudden come as a new person. I've done 1 or 2 songs or one album and some songs.
Yeah.
So you don't need to have any reason. But if you know who I am and what I have done in different areas, you will at least acknowledge and say, okay, I think this is something I need to pay attention to. Also, another thing is like, just imagine that I had a stage name. I don't know what name you give to me. But then I introduce it like, this is new, like new. But Barnabas, whom you know, just release a piece of music. You just want to check out like what
Yeah,
hell.
what did Barnabas
like,
release?
like what is it doing?
Yeah.
What is it doing?
I get it.
So I think,
Yeah.
and that's what happened. Like I had friends whom we worked together, who had been like supporting the work we do, and when they saw my album, they were the
Right.
first people to buy my album. And I'm not sure there is an artist that release a new album, a new song, and then somebody pays for it. Yeah, immediately, because it's just new. Like nobody wanna check out something that has really not gotten the attention that
Yeah.
it needs. But then because I have people who just knew, who worked with me in some of those things that I do, and they saw that I am doing music, and they're curious. It's really amazing, something to hear. So they want to check out, and then they're able to pay for my music from day one.
Yeah. Yeah. So to me, I have the one thing that I'm trying to put together, like to paste together, is that there's Barnabas who runs a very successful initiative.
Yo.
Okay.
For real?
Very amazing initiative.
Okay.
There's Barnabas who is doing this amazing music. All right. And by the way, Barnabas, from the bottom, I have to tell you that I'm one of your biggest fans.
Wow.
I don't want to be biased,
Yeah.
but I'm going to
Yeah.
say it.
Yeah.
One of the songs we're going to play here, called Masire, is a song that really I got attached to beyond everything, right? It's
yeah.
a song that has been on my playlist for long. I remember when I was doing my Spotify stats, you know, and but there's something that all of you guys can do, by the way. So when I was doing my Spotify stats of the year, and I was checking like which song have I been playing a lot, Masire became like, it's so connected to me. It's just maybe because of what Masire is all about, which is going to tell us, okay? But for me, the part is about, there's Barnabas, who is running this amazing initiative. Then there's Barnabas, who's a musician. When does Barnabas become either? Yeah, like how? Like sometimes those things meet?
Those things meet because you know, when brands need celebrities. To influence, or
Yes.
to be like brand ambassadors.
Yes.
And here you go, you have one. You mean someone you listen to, and at the same time, I didn't see that like in the past, but 2 days ago I was in the refugee settlement, and so I came this time to do a different work. But people saw me like, and people came to the venue where we're doing the activity, because we're doing in an open place. So people came and said, Barnabas, others were saying manga, and mentioning, you know, my song. So like for me, and then the people who are there are people who listened. Like one because we worked with some old women, and one of the women said, okay, I think I love the song Masire, and I am here with them. We're doing a different program. So that connection is, for me, is powerful. I just want to see how I can relate more to people. And I think that's something that I think it's working out in that way.
Play for us, Masire. There's something about Masire that I feel so extremely connected. I don't know, George, where you've got a chance to listen to Masire.
Yeah, Masire, I heard Masire.
Yes.
Masire is another thing. Like it's so passionate. It connects, you know, when you listen to it.
Maybe it's because of the society we live in, is that everything we go through maybe at some point is connected to
Romeo,
Masire. Yes.
Like Barnabas, his music, this is a person, when he sings, when you just sit down and listen to his songs, bro, it's just beyond. Like it's beyond. It's not about the cloud. It's not about the cloud. The songs that he's producing. It's not the cloud. But you find that the meaning attached to the song, the lyrics. You find even the beat. You just sit down. When you listen to Emmanuel Kembe songs, you just say like, oh, this guy is singing songs.
Yeah, actually, what I wanted us to ask Barnabas after we listen to Masire, is more of, where does all of this come from?
Yeah, that's inspiration.
Like where does all of this? Because when you sit down and listen to Masire, from the creation of Masire to the singing of Masire,
there must be something. There must be something behind it.
Play for us, Masire.
Yeah, sure.
Like I sit down, I'm like, this is the song.
Yeah.
Listen to
Samuel,
this.
nami ndo pizza karoso yololia.
Which language is this?
tuko kina lalio maloliama mama we magoda narona bakana ngutu narumbi bajinga na meda ngutu kate mama yeah. Mama Monica Melesi tuko kina na de bangazi na logo modulu jore mama na kanya inga ngarakina Sebit Martin Loyuani.
Now, this is a song that we can sit and listen to it from specifics to every little detail of it. In the song, you mentioned your mother.
Yeah.
And you say she should tell you something. So this song is in Kakwa, Bari.
Bari, yeah. Oh.
Bari is very hugely spoken language in South Sudan. It's like in a complete ethnic tribe where
Central Equatoria, right?
Kakwa actually can just say entirely South Sudan because they're very divided, you know.
Yeah.
So one thing that is in the song, it is a reference to his mother. You know, it's like mom tell me this. You know, yes. And Masira is a tick. So as graphic as it sounds,
it's a tick.
It's a tick. Yeah. How does it get? So he's talking about a lot of attachments and things, and I want to know the point of the mom.
Yeah.
Why did you want your mom to tell you something?
Yeah, so the point of the mom is actually the point of the song. So everything you hear in the song, I'm still speaking to my mom and telling her, look, me, if you look at my story, I was born in the border in Kaya during the war when we were coming to Uganda.
That's the border of Uganda and South Sudan.
So you see, I live in the refugee camp from childhood. We went back to South Sudan, and then we live in a family where you see violence all the time. And that pushed me out of home, and I lived in the streets of Yei. I remember sometimes we sleep around Kanjoro, you know, the street. So, but then in the morning is when you can come out because no one's at home, and you don't have any fear of anything. You stay, you try to look for ways of how you can survive, and life is so difficult, and you don't know anybody, like your relatives, you don't know them.
You just don't know.
But then time came. Time came when you see calls, like new numbers coming in, and you meet people and who tell you, look, we are related, and you know, I'm from your mom's. Like
when they see you when you're successful, kind of getting something to
yeah.
Okay. Wait to this line. I am from your uncle's brother's grandfather's sister.
So that's
I carried you when you were still
I
a
carried
child.
you when you were still a child.
One year old.
Yeah.
You remember? You even urinated
And
on me.
this boy here, this was the other small boy.
In the
other
village,
one.
he was kind of stubborn.
Yeah.
But now he has changed.
You see, you used to go and play with my grandma, and somebody started telling you those stories. So, like trying to show you that, look, we are related.
We are related.
Yeah.
That is true.
And then the question is, where were you
when
I needed you most?
I know.
Like, I didn't see you. I needed you. There was a time I needed you, all of you.
But you're not there.
You were not there. And then that's not the interesting part of it. That could be enough. But these are people who call you because they need something from you. They need help from you. They need support from you. At one point, one evening, when I wrote this song, I got a call. And I was stressed myself because I have issues I'm dealing with right now. But somebody doesn't know you have issues because the person feels you are the person to help.
Exactly.
And you know, these people who feel like they're entitled, they ask something from you, and then they still, if you don't want to help,
they blackmail you.
So I saw like this.
I know, brother.
You know, you have to help. At the end of the day, you have to help.
I know.
But then to express that,
I know.
to talk about this situation. I said, Mommy, can you tell me?
Talk to me, Mama.
Like you tell me, explain to me.
Play for me.
The people, the people that we have, our relatives. Tell us who are they, so that I can be able to know them. Because that time they were not there.
They were not there.
But today they are there, and the burden is so much.
I know.
It's a lot.
But that doesn't happen to me alone. It happens to a lot of people. I understand. That's why I understand a lot of people go through this. I mention a number of names in the song, and I tell them I have a friend we work with. Likewise, the background he came from, because I witnessed it. We have been living in the same situation.
Yeah.
He sells, paraffin on the roadside
road.
to pay himself to school. Now, because we work in the same institution with him, his relatives also are many, and say, you be strong. In the message I was saying, be strong, because I know he relates to the song. And a number of people, look, be strong. Send this message. This is very, very, very important part of that song, and that's why I was talking to my mom and asking her. So that's all about Masiri.
I think for me, one thing I get from your song is a very huge lesson to us as humans together.
Yeah.
Let's learn to be able to not only even appreciate, I don't want to say appreciate each other, but to an extent of don't be a burden to another person.
Yeah.
Try not to.
Yeah.
If you can manage,
Yeah.
try not to be a burden.
Yeah.
A burden how? A burden emotionally, a burden physically, a burden financially.
Yeah.
If you can manage not to, instead the best you can do is try to help a person take the next step.
Yeah. Yeah.
Carry a leg,
Yeah. Yeah.
carry a hand,
Yeah.
Yeah.
lift a voice,
Yeah.
help the eye to see something better, like that way it could be better, so that
Yeah.
we can stop massacres.
Yeah.
Honestly,
That's right.
because the extent at which we're having massacres, all of us who are here, it's a story for us. I keep saying this, it's a connection for all of
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
We have this same story of wherever you came from, grew up as somebody, then from somewhere, because of the hard work and determination,
Yeah.
you get your small gine.
Yeah.
You buy yourself a good shirt, you buy yourself a good phone,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
But then from nowhere, because of that, you're already a center of finance. You become a bank.
Yeah.
And if you don't get it, then that guy who carried you when you were 1 week old, when you didn't even know about your life,
Start
Yeah.
start talking.
Barnabas,
ill.
how do you not give me money?
Yeah.
They're entitled to your cash, because why? They feel they are entitled to your life.
Yeah.
Like in lay.
Yeah.
The question is why?
Why?
Yeah. So I know people who have made it.
Mm.
They are maybe the only person
Mm.
in the whole of that village, or the whole of that clan, or from the whole of that family or community. I feel them, because they don't even no one understands they have children, they have a family, and they have issues. Because you are the one who at least have made it. Everyone wants you to at least, have you in your plans. You receive calls from all over, and that's why in the part of the song I say it like Naluluzo bailo ingana. No one hears me. So
I
you can
missed
be
that part.
crying like no one. Like
Yeah.
those people cry.
They do.
They cry,
do.
but no one knows
No
what
one
they are going
listens
through.
to them.
No one listens to them. Even if you cry, they think you're laughing.
You're laughing.
Yeah. So,
They think actually, maybe even some even think you're pretending.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're doing it because you're chasing us away.
And
all that
sometimes,
stuff.
Romeo, you find that sometimes they may be asking something from you, and you don't have it. And when you say you don't have it, it becomes an issue.
that's also another
Eh?
part of the thing.
It becomes an
When you
issue.
live in
It's
the
become
town,
something big.
like when you live in the city, there's a lot of hustle we do,
Yeah.
and you may be driving someone's car,
Yeah.
or you might be using someone's car.
Or a friend
Nobody
even.
know the business you're
Yes.
doing.
Yes.
But because you're the one, you have the money.
Yeah, they just they have.
You have the money.
Eh?
You have to bring the money.
So there's an experience I had when I was in the camp. I don't
Yeah.
know whether all of you can relate to it.
Yeah.
So this mama requests, I take money.
Yeah.
There's another lady who is connected to this lady who gives 10,000 Uganda shillings.
Yeah.
That's average to $3 or something.
Yeah.
And I go to the camp I first give the lady, the mama, 10,000.
10,000.
And she's like, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
I get from my pocket 60,000 Uganda shillings.
Yeah.
And I give the same mama. And she looks at me with an eye that there's more there. I am not giving.
You're not giving, yeah.
So it's not, the appreciation is not the same.
Yeah.
It's like, me, I believe you have more behind there.
Yeah.
And I believe this is sometimes what we go through.
Yeah.
No matter how much you do, they believe there is more. When you give the only remaining 10,000 Yajama Barnabas, that's the remaining 10,000. Someone is in need. Sometimes it's the only thing running you.
Yeah.
You remove your like Yajama because you believe you already have food at home.
Yeah.
You can go and eat what is already at home.
At home.
Have the only remaining 10,000 shillings that can push my life. The person will pick it, will be like,
Now
Kodo,
this
you
one
ain't
is
it."
giving only.
You add something.
Yeah.
You add something.
Where is the Kiboko one? I wanted to get the Kiboko effect.
Yeah, these people need to be caned. Like
Because
that.
honestly,
Trust me.
why do you do that? Ule. Okay? But also something that is super amazing, Barnabas. After Masire, a list of songs, and you sang this song that is about all eyes. Kulu ena lana.
Yeah.
All eyes on me. Eh?
Play for us Kulu ena lana, and you tell us what happened.
Yeah,
There was
song,
a
by the
transition.
way. Kulu
That
ena lana.
was the transition.
Kulu ena lana.
So all of Barnabas' songs, in a certain way, there is a hierarchy of a continuous storytelling.
Yeah, and the flow.
Manga is such a poetically written song. We are going to play
Written
later.
song,
And Kulu ena lana is very different. It's extremely something that I believe that we can be able to have a conversation about.
Yeah.
So listen to it.
Barnabas Samuel, na na na. Umon gali, mustakbal bitai mafi. Umon gani, atako ganina wara. Bizamandak, Zair haja, mabitala minana. Bizamandak, nina yao sedanaba. Yo kanika. Ulu haja gowe lakini sufu alelade hasade haya bigagai haya bigatani induna gurus induna kifaya mami induna apa
I want that part.
faya induna mali induna kifaya induna arabat induna kifaya mami
Play for us.
induna banat induna kifaya mami
Kulu ena lana.
kulu ena lana mama kulu ena lana. So I'm telling mommy also that mommy I think things have changed because like this is a true story. I told my mom I'm going to the city
I'm leaving the camp
and the rain will come.
one day.
They once called me sometimes say, has it started
Has it
drizzling? so they called me, has it started drizzling?
Yes.
I said, mommy, it's somehow
The clouds.
yeah,
The clouds.
the clouds are gathering. So no, I will not tell you I have just become like really, really good successful. But I'm not where I was.
True. True.
And
Yeah.
we deserve to
Uh-huh.
celebrate that.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
not where
You deserve that.
I'm not where I was, but I have not like become successful. So in the song I said now things have changed. No, before I cannot be on this show.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you getting it?
Yeah.
No,
So
I'm getting you.
then I cannot be on this show. I'm just giving an example.
Yeah.
But I am here. Why? Because things have changed.
Yes.
Things have changed. And in the song I said they didn't believe in us. That was what the song said.
Exactly.
They didn't see anything in us. And then I also accepted and said, yes, indeed that time things were not good. Life was so hard. But mommy, things have changed. Now we got money.
We get money.
And we have enough. I use the word enough.
It's not a lot.
It's not a lot.
Yet.
We have enough. That is sufficient for us.
Yes.
So, mommy, you come and see, all eyes are on me.
Yes.
like for they're just all eyes are on me, on your son.
Yeah.
And there's nobody like me. Like, uniqueness doesn't mean I'm better than anyone, and I'm not better than anyone, but I'm unique. So there's no one like your boy. Your boy is different. He does things in a different way.
So it's 3 years into the game, an amazing time, and you have your first performance amongst people. I watched you as you perform Manga. Explain for me the emotions running in you.
Yeah, that moment, by the way.
All eyes on you.
And surprisingly, people were singing the song. People
Yes.
were singing the song. And imagine, 3 years in the row. 3 years in the
There is
game,
that
I'm like,
drastic change. There is that from Masire to Kuluena Leana. It's that gap is not easy. It's a gap of growth. It's a gap of self-belief. It's a
That's
gap
true.
you're going to be hit by self-esteem issues. It's a gap of growing. It's a gap of doubting. It's a gap of wanting to believe. It's a gap of praying. Now you perform.
One thing I just decided to do in the past is to do good music.
Yeah.
And good music is not defined by a trending kind of style.
Yeah.
Wait, that? Repeat that point. Repeat that point.
Good music is not determined by like a trend, like a kind of style that is trending. While that is very important to also note,
Yeah.
if you're doing music as business, you have to have that in your mind. But one thing I know is that I had a song, a very traditional song, and for a person like George, when I heard that song, I said, if somebody who wants to promote this song, it's just a very traditional song, and he gets that song, that singer, it's a popular song. This person was singing, I don't know what I should make, but I don't want always to bring content for someone, but the song was saying, even if with water, we can just stay with you. I love you because I love you. And then the man says, even if there's nothing, we can live together. A very cultural, beautiful sound that you can never get anywhere. And you get somebody who already have a platform and futures this guy. That song is a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
No one can believe where that song is coming from. So sometimes you don't ignore yourself. And another thing is that there are people who have made it, they have sold their brand, they have sold who they are, and people hear them, people are familiar with them. And so when you're doing your thing, you always need to know that I have to do what I want to do, and people will connect with it, people will relate with it, and once they relate with it, that's it. So that's for me one thing that I had from the very beginning, and that's why you hear my songs are basically talking about the experience, my experience, the experience, your experience, our experience, people we live, where we live. Those are the things you hear.
So this
First, play for me Manga. The manga has a story, and maybe it's a story I will want us to talk about, because maybe it's one thing that relates with a lot of people in the camp, in the refugee settlements, because it's a story I think that also relates with me. Yes, there you go. The sounds of Manga.
Barnabas Samuel.
Yalde wenu filmuno fibe, yalde wenu mami filmuno fibe, yalde asama fi, yalde wenu, yalde wenu, yalde wenu.
Now Now that is music. Now the story of manga, what I get from the entire, you are singing. What should we do to make sure these mangoes don't get finished?
Yeah.
Sustainability.
Yeah.
How do we sustain this?
Yeah.
How do we not go back to hunger again?
Yeah.
What do we do? Where did that story come from?
I mean, the story is a story of hunger. Like,
Yes.
So so you use the mangoes like for food?
basically, for people who came from very poor families
Yes.
like us, there's no food at home.
Like me.
So when the
You
season,
survive only on
when the
mangoes.
season, when the season for mango comes,
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. So we go for mangoes.
We go for mangoes.
We get the sacks we have, whatever. We prepare ourselves.
And you remember
The
Romeo?
children mobilize
That's
themselves.
you have a knife.
Uh-huh.
Eh?
Yeah.
You move with the knife,
Yeah.
you put it in the pocket.
Yeah.
You just disappear from the home.
Yeah.
You come back when you're satisfied.
You
The
disappear.
stomach
It's
is
food.
big.
Now you go
Yeah.
sometimes far away,
Yeah.
sometimes somewhere. It can be somebody's garden, and they will chase you.
Yeah.
So you are there anyway, and there are mangoes, and then you eat the mangoes. You're satisfied. You say, "Oh, these mangoes,
Wow.
you rescued us." So what can we do to keep you here?
Yeah.
Like all season, like every season will be mango season. That's what the song says.
Mm.
How can we make every season a mango season? That's what
Yeah.
the song is saying.
How can we make every season
And
a
then-
no hunger season?
Then and no hunger
Yeah,
season.
that
And then
is
the
true.
dad comes home and says, like, where are the children? Like, my neighbor, where are the children?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing my children.
Yeah.
Where have they gone?
Yeah.
The sun is up. It could be dangerous. And my children are not at home. Yeah.
I get it. Barnabas, it is so amazing having you on the show.
Yeah. Thank
You alone is an entire package of stories. You're a complete storyteller. you are so pro community. Your songs are so much into creating such a massive impact into the community. And the stories we get from there are connecting. They're your stories, they're my stories. It's a story of how we grew up. It's a story of how we see our kids. It's a story of how I look at George.
Yeah.
Okay? It's a story of how I want George to look at me.
Yeah.
Of course, George, I don't want you to be a master in my life. Neither do you want me.
sure.
You don't want me to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
But we have this people in the community, right? It's a story of we don't want to see back then our people to still cry for when the season of mangoes again to come, or it shouldn't go down because there's hunger crisis, because there's all this stuff. It's a story of hope. It's a story of lamenting.
Yeah.
It's a story of crying for more, and it's a story of celebration. It's like, Mama, I'm here now. The rain,
Yeah.
it's raining now.
raining now.
It's raining now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can harvest it now. We can keep the water. We shouldn't worry because it's gonna rain again tomorrow. You know, it's a story of more than hope. It's beauty.
Yeah.
We can't feel so happy to have you on the show. Me myself, I feel so privileged.
So, like, I feel there is nothing I can do to change something. But when I started music, I felt there's something here that can help me talk about the things that are happening. Sambara was my first album. Sambara talks about displacement.
Yeah.
Talks about like people fleeing. That's what happened to me, what happened to many of us across the world. Sambara talks about where we came from. And so for me, I think I already have a platform to talk about this, which I didn't have before. And all this music, I think if it can improve the life of the people, the quality of life within the communities where we're in, because if you are in the position to help, to change things, and then you hear it and touches your heart and you think there's something you can do to help and change these things, for me, that is why this is something worth doing. And I am passionate about community music that really talks about what is happening in the community. And so for me, it's something that I will keep like getting it going, but there's more to that and more coming.
So what,
Yeah.
what I don't know. Have you wondered what Barnabas is gonna be like in 10 years? This is a question I don't like asking, because if you're to ask us what would it be 10 years ago,
10 years ago.
it's very difficult to predict.
Very difficult.
But why we still ask these questions? The projection of hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
We use that. We assume what is gonna happen using the data of now.
Yeah.
You look at you and look at stuff.
So if you ask me that question, definitely I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna release more of songs like the songs you've heard, and that's everything. I'm not gonna be big like. I'm not gonna be big.
You're gonna be big.
Why do you limit yourself?
But
What if you become
know,
big?
but I know I'm gonna reach larger numbers than
Yeah.
how I have reached today. So that is the difference. So there's no one too big, but I know that you can be small, but there's no one too big. But I'm not gonna be what people say. Okay, like this is what I'm gonna be. But definitely, what I want to tell people is that I'm working on things, and I'm gonna be somebody you'll be proud of.
Thank you.
That's
So what?
That's amazing.
Lastly, from me, before George comes in,
Yeah.
what does success look like to you musically?
success is when I'm able to write a story, a very good story,
Yeah.
that people can look back to. Today, I'm only few years to doing what I've done, putting together some pieces of music. But I have talked to so many people who come to me and like they wanna talk about the music I do, and they write about the music I do, and they talk about the music I do. They teach about the music I do. In 3 years, I'm not better than anybody, but I'm better than some people. Because what has your music done? There's a wave of a music that has a trend, has a vibe,
Yeah.
and then it happens today and tomorrow is not there.
It's gone.
But
So
I
is
want,
that successful? Is that music successful to you?
for me, that's not success.
Okay,
That's wave.
that's way. Yeah. So are
That's a
numbers a success to music to
But
you?
then
Mm.
there can be good music that can also move like a wave at the same time. And then, I mean, respect to Franco Lokunyumi.
Yo.
Yes.
He does a music that is good.
Franco
And you can
Lokunyumi.
see.
Wherever you are.
Respect to you. Respect to you.
So that's good music and it's wave.
yeah.
You get a point.
Yeah.
So whether you like it or you don't like it, it comes to you and hits you. That's it.
Very true.
So
Yeah.
so that one, there's no debate about it. There's no discussion about it.
Yeah.
And if you feel you cannot listen to if you don't check out to music like the music I do, I know you will hear your neighbor playing it one day. You hear your neighbor playing it. Yourself, you're not going to go to Spotify, Apple Music, or YouTube and check out the Barnabas Samuel music.
So there's this thing that Bebe Cool one time said. He said that, I don't know if it's Bebe Cool or Bobby Wine. It's like, some of you, I know you hate me, but deep down in your bedrooms, you go to Spotify and you play my music because you want good music.
Yeah.
So you listen to
You
me,
listen
but
to
you don't want me to know, so
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
listen to me
Yeah.
because I have good music.
Yeah, the good thing is,
So good music will hit you.
You ask a question about numbers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm.
what we face, or what many musicians locally face, those who have their music just, on people's phones.
Yeah.
People listen to those songs, but the artist cannot know that somebody is listening.
Yeah.
If you listen to my music online, on Spotify, on YouTube, and mention any streaming platform, I will know because the numbers will show me
Yeah.
that something is happening.
Something
Numbers
is happening.
are a success,
Mm.
but a very good success for me is that you have written a story
Yeah.
and people will be able to have that story. I don't know that whether there's going to be a story that you have
you have broken this record, you had these numbers for this particular song, maybe. But what I know is I want to get my music where people will learn about it in times to come and says, what is this village boy trying to sing? Like, what is he talking about? So that's it. When people talk about it, when people ask something about it, for me, that's interesting. And I'm in that way because you will read about me in Kulena Lana. I said, Ana Bigafi Jerida Kalas. I'm on the TV and I'm on the radio. I didn't say that because I want to say it. I'm there. You get a point. Problem clear. I saw somebody commenting yesterday or something on social media. I was talking about, okay, like, in South Sudan, people say there's tribalism, there's no tribalism. We don't talk about those issues. But to be honest, you come outside South Sudan, people love good music. And people listen to music and then they say, wow, this is good, this is interesting. Now I sing it in Arabic, in Kakwa, somebody listens in Uganda, in Kenya and Tanzania and appreciates it. And said, look, man, we want to work with you. Yeah. We want to work with you. But who is Barnabas? You don't know, but they know.
Yeah.
So you are the one who comes from the village.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is definitely.
Yeah.
Because somebody from Kenya listening to your song and then you're within, like you don't know Barnabas.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you so much.
So like for those, I know there are people who say, okay, like, for any person even in South Sudan who's just watching this, listening to this, say, but who is that guy? I want to tell you, you don't know me. You know me tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
no, it's awesome. I mean, Barnabas, there's a lot someone can talk about you. And the purpose of this podcast at one point is to have conversations of things behind the scenes, like what happens behind the scenes. We listen to songs coming out. If you had not listened to the story of manga, you would not know that is the value proposition behind manga. If you don't listen to the story of Sambara, which I actually want you to play for us, you would not appreciate what is behind Sambara.
What is behind the scene, and then at the end of the day you start judging, like,
exactly,
what is entering your head? Why do you sing manga? Don't you think we don't know manga?
Exactly. So if why sometimes we get attached to some of these songs outside is because some of these celebrities know how to sell their stories to us. So we get to listen to their stories. We are attached. We see where the songs are coming from. So if you don't know where the songs are coming from, there are people who become so quick to cause negative energies and commotions, right? But what I can tell you, if you're someone who is still a viewer on the show, this man has a story that you need to know, and you have to check it out. He's Barnabas Samuel.
And I'm telling you, we are building the basis for South Sudan music, and I think that's something we'll be proud of. Because tell me, we have big names, but tell me, what have they done that sound like them? When I say like them, like South Sudanese.
Like South Sudanese,
you're a South Sudanese from Magwe, you're South Sudanese from Torit, you're South Sudanese from Bor, or from Ye, or from whatever. What is it sounding like you? If you hear yourself, will you say it's me? Will you say it's us?
Are you talking about the music identity?
Music identity. We're doing that, and if you hear what we sing, I'm telling you, I'm proud of some people. I don't want to mention everyone who doing music, and you hear and say, okay, fine, at least we can find ourselves. Because if I go to US, I sit there and I mention Franco here, I listen to his music, I am home.
Feel home.
I am home.
Feel home.
That's our music. I call it ours, not him. It's not his. He has given it to us. So that's it. And for me, that's also one thing that I feel proud. Like if somebody listens to my song and then feels that, I mean, when you say it's local, yes, it's local. That's what is local. Local means it's connected. For me, I don't know how people define it, but it's connected to the environment where we are coming from. But local can also be international.
I would have a lot of questions to ask you, but of course I know our time is up as well. But I have a lot. Even we need to have an entire podcast about music identity of South Sudan. What does it mean? Going down to even which kind of chord progressions do you think can kind of come into South Sudan music? When we talk about South Sudan music, what does it mean in the first place? What is the definition of a South Sudan song? A South Sudanese song, you know? Is it like the ding 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 whatever, or is it the whole entire East African bass patterns and all that stuff? I think this should be a conversation that we should really have. And we should really feel so happy to have you again on the show. You're the owner of the show, my brother. So if you have any other questions to give in to him, and but as well play for us Sambara, at least let it be on the background. I really want to listen to Sambara.
So as Barnabas, welcome again to the Chill Talk, and this is where we talk our mind and we feel free, and we want to know about what is behind the scene of over your music and everything. So like you're a musician and you've made it kinda. So where can we find your music, like to those people who wanted to find out about you?
Yeah, so basically I don't know where you listen to music, where you stream music. If you stream music on Spotify, just check it out. If you do that on YouTube, check it out there. You will find my music. And if you listen to music on your phones, like music being, I don't know how you can do that, but then check my music on all digital streaming platforms. My music is there. Barnabas Samuel.
Barnabas Samuel, everybody.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sawarata,